As you'll see here, the phytoglobin is mixing with the concoction that we made. See how the out-of-control cells? They're getting back in control. It's just something I've been working on. A cure to a few diseases while I'm at it. I hope I don't come off less cool because of this, but you seem to be quite into it too. David-san. I'm not gonna tell you that I always make important stuff, but I try to. Now that you're part of my treasure, I gotta do something about that. See, my treasure is knowledge and things I care about. Not just words, not just ideas, and definitely not gold. Gold and gems, I can pretend just like any other dragon, but I'm not. It's like I've been telling you, David-san. I'm afraid you're in the company of a lover, not a fighter. A science geek and not a... Well, look, we're all born differently. We have our different circumstances, not everybody agrees with it. But I'm more interested in what you like. I told you before, I'm not the most social with this. I can pretend to be. I'm pretty good at killing it. But when I was honest with you, when I truly gave a piece of myself, it wasn't as refined or cool as I thought it would be. It was just messy and me. But I figured you'd probably like that a whole lot more than if I pretended to be someone I'm not. I've met people who are fake, people who are prideful, and everything in between. Though I'm not the most social butterfly, I want you to be able to know me. If we're gonna spend a decent amount of time together, we might as well make it something to remember. And what's more memorable than if you enjoy the science and want to learn something, maybe I can teach you. All those books you're free to read, and there's plenty of other things, like going on journeys for ingredients. I could think of a lot of other things, but that's the mainstay of what I do. It's also entertaining, making potions that can do things, concoctions, magic or not. I actually find the injection of magic into science fascinating. You see, David-san, there's a lot we can do with that. A lot of different things open up when you mix magic with what might be a common ingredient. Sometimes it can change everything. Sometimes it does nothing at all. It's interesting, because you don't really know what to expect unless you understand the theory behind it, which I'm still very much in the learning phase. How about you? Where do you see yourself? I know you didn't see yourself in this hovel. I know it's a mess, but hopefully you can take care of things too. If you decide to stay here, that is. I told you, you can stay as long as you want. I'm more than happy for your company. I'm not the best at being alone, but I will say I'm good at it. Probably better than I would like to be. It's just easy. The default setting. A control. It feels like my life has always been the control. When I have to fight with people and pretend to be someone else, it always feels so empty. The scar right here, I got it from when I was pretending to be someone I'm not. It wasn't nice. Well, sometimes it hurts when I'm dishonest. When I try and put on a front, it always brings me back to that moment. The moment I could have lost everything. Had things been seriously messed up. Well, experiments aside, I want to know more about you. Why'd you even give me the time of day when I geeked out with you? I know you might enjoy that too, but you're really weird. You know that. Weird in a good way, don't worry. Also falling from the one you tried to steal from. That's a new one. Well, more than anything, happy you did. You've been an excellent assistant so far. And for what it's worth, consider my wealth yours. It's not like it means anything to me. You mean way more than silver or gold. I thought I made that pretty clear, but sometimes I'm bad with my words, and wow, you make me panic when you get so close. I told you before, but I'm an outcast. Don't have anyone who would support me no matter what I did. I'm basically on an island. In this little hideaway, my lab and research. Sure, I'm trying to do grand things, but not for anyone in particular. I guess I'm doing it for you then, and my own curiosity. Is that a good answer? Good enough? That's it? Just good enough, huh? Guess I gotta work on my answers being a little bit more impressive. No, don't work on it. Telling me to stay mediocre. How in the world could I take that? I'm not? And why is that? I like how you look at it. Maybe it's because we're polar opposites, and opposites attract, but the way you dive into who I am, like you've known me for years, it's crazy, wild, but more than that, it's finally feels like a home in here. Why did you let me get away with as much as I did? Or I guess I should let you answer that. Why you got so carried away. I'm not some kind of god of romance or a fearsome dragon that roars over the skies. I'm just coping. Cute. Well, you might be the only one who ever thought so. Broken hearts aside, I'm glad you think so. Believe it or not, I'm ecstatic right now. I have been since you've walked into my life, like you owned it. Relax. I made a pillow here from a compound of foam and a bit of magic. It's springy and airy and won't get hot when you lay on it, because it has a chilling spell. Science and magic. I wanted to make you something. Since you said the pillow was uncomfortable last time, you just laid on my chest. No, Chibitan. I'm not saying not to lay on my chest. You can do that anytime you want. Consider me a pillow. But I was just trying to look out for, times when maybe I couldn't sleep, but you were really tired. Might as well, give you an option. I don't know how it compares to my chest, but won't be an issue, huh? It doesn't surprise me that you'd say something like that. It feels like I've been moving to your tempo this whole time. And that I'm putty in your hands and you just know how to work me. Maybe that's why we get along. You always know what to say to make me not know what to say back. I'm kinda lost in that feeling. And I look in your eyes. I think maybe I finally found where I was supposed to be all along. See, my parents weren't exactly the nicest, but they had some points too. They said when someone's worth it, you'll stick to them like glue. Ironically, that statement was the opposite of what they did with me. Guess they got tired of me. I'd get tired of me too if I was forced to deal with me at all the times. I was a pretty annoying kid. CS dragons were expected standards, right? I didn't fit any of those. Way below the physical standard. My mental was buried in books, and my intimidation factor, my dragon likeness, all of that was terrible. I was barely a dragon and hard at all. They kept questioning me. Raised eyebrows and strange looks, all were just commonplace. I'm used to being an outlier, but I guess I never really faced how much it made me feel lonely until I knew what it was like not to be alone. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind being alone, but now that I have you and the helpful assistant that you are, I can focus on things even better. And I can be something more than I was. Just like my mom used to say. She always dreamed of greatness for me to soar in the sky with some sort of grand plan in mind. Not sure if I'll ever live up to that, nor do I want to, per se. What I'm more concerned with is that I get to feel the feeling of flying in that sky every time we do something together. That would be more true to my dream. Besides, it was just a mama looking out for her child, right? That's why I can't hold it against them too much. If I do, then wouldn't I be just the same? Just as bad as them? David-san, I'll take good care of you, I promise. No matter what happens. No matter the consequences of our first night together. I'll take responsibility. But more than that, I don't want you to be a thief anymore. It's dangerous. I mean, you can if you really need to, but why don't we try and solve things with less dangerous, making less enemies and all that? I might be a worry ward, but the thought of you getting hurt or caught or put in jail and I never really know how to find you. Sure, we're bonded and I could smell you from 1,000 miles if I was only able to. I'm just nervous. There's things I can't account for. Really bad things. And there's something wrong with the world as it is. It's like people are getting worse. Something's happening, a crescendo. Even my stupid instincts can figure that out. So, Chibi-chan, won't you please promise me one thing? I promise it's not going to be anything crazy, but if you can avoid dangerous work, do it for me. I know, I'm unreasonable, and I'm not trying to control you, but I don't want to lose you. Know that I'm finding someone I actually care about. Someone I really love. I know it's early to say that, but I know it. I can feel it. Connection. Something I thought was never for me. I need it. You glow like the stars when you smile. You make me swoon every day, and I know it's only been a week, but I couldn't think of someone more special if I tried. I really want you to feel loved and be safe. David-san, am I too overprotective? You can be honest if I'm going too far. I don't know the first thing about relationships, really. I just know of how I saw others barely have them. Dragons aren't known for being lovey-dovey creatures. Not usually. At least, my folks weren't. My family wasn't. And so when I'm true to my heart, and I do feel love for you. It's hard to imagine what I'm supposed to do. You know? Davidson, I get lost in those eyes every time. And I just don't want me being some kicking over my head to make you feel in any way like you're being put out on a limb or stuck. I guess what I'm saying is, don't feel chained by this. How about this? I'll put my money where my mouth is. Not only you take my treasures, but you can take my heart. If my love ever seems untrue, consider me at your mercy. I don't really care what it takes. I'd rather keep you than all my books, and that's saying something. My passion is to learn, to cure, to make things greater. But even if I do, I've never really thought of it this way, but since meeting you, it seems like that would all be pointless. If there was no one there to cheer when I do something, or go wide-eyed when I show you something new, I've grown terribly addicted to that feeling. So, David-chan, if you don't mind me being unreasonable, could I hold you? Would you be mine for a long, long time? I told you last time. When bonding happens between dragons and not dragons, it changes the ladder a little bit. I'm sorry to say this, but when I said I'd take responsibility, I tried to warn you last time, but your lifespan may be a lot longer. And among other things, yeah, I'm beating around the bush. I'm nervous. I don't want you to be mad at me. You may end up like me, to a certain extent. It's not exactly contagious, but it has something to do with magic. It seeps in, changes things. I wouldn't call it corruption, but it's similar in a not so terrible way, I hope. Listen, the range of things that can happen are different. I've seen cases of people fully changing, and cases of people who just live a very long time. I'm not sure, David-san, what she'll be. I just don't want it to upset you. to scare you, to put you off. If things do really end up changing with you, I'll take responsibility, like I said. And if I have to delve in and discover a way to change you right back to how you were before, I'll do it. I'll find a compound that stops it. I'm just worried. I'm not used to relationships at all. I barely had it with any of my family. And now, romance? I've read about it in books, but it's so much different in real life, you know? There's so much more to it, and I guess what I'm saying is, I don't want to mess this up. I want you to be mine, but I don't want it to be if it's circumstances that I mess things up. Things out there. Friends have made a few of them, but the world's a big place. It has so many dangerous things. I'm worried that I may make your life worse for where that terrifies me. I know this cowardly dragon just doesn't want to leave you alone. I'll admit it. I never want to say goodbye. If that means being with you forever, I would do it. And I would do it again. And I would hold your hands and kiss them. Just to see you smile again. A millionfold more. Until the stars in the sky burn out, I'll be yours. I just love holding you. I know last time we got carried away. But this time, I think I'm even more carried away because I can't stop swooning every time I hold you. I love this feeling. I don't want it to end. Be mine. Unreasonable as always, aren't I? Done. Me pretending to be mad about the thieving allegations was so bad. My acting's terrible. But at least if it is, you never have to worry about me pulling off a convincing lie. I don't really like lies. They just obscure the things you really want to see anyways. Will you not lie to me? Keep the truth on your tongue. No promises since you're a thief. You know what, son, I can accept that. That's not too bad. If it's in your line of work, after all, it's pretty ingrained, right? So I guess I'll try and separate the truths from the lies. I'll find out many different tests and ways to sort them. And I'll use it like a problems to solve in my books and research. I want to create something that changes the world. What do you think? Do you think we can make something that even the gods or beings above us could never have foreseen us able to do? That's my dream. Not just subverting my expectations or theirs, but making something you could be proud of. Making something that changes things to be a little nicer. The cruel world out there has plenty of terrible things. I just don't want them to be what's always on everyone's mind. It's stupid, right? I've always chased after science because the world was cruel to me. But science wasn't. Magic wasn't. Books weren't. Everything else gnawed at me. I was never good enough for that world, so I thought I'd make one of my own. With alchemy, science, magic. I want to dive into all of them head first. So that no one ends up like me. Though I guess for all that tragedy, I did find someone who really listens, who feels, who doesn't hate me, but instead loves me. It's so unbelievable, but you're right here. I'm glad you are. Never leave. Never leave me, okay? I don't think I could take it, Davidson. I know it's so early into the relationship to know that this connection isn't one you get by mincing words or holding back. So I'll speak my heart to you. You can tell me how my chances are. What a response. Overthinking it, huh? Yeah, I make a habit of that. And Davidson, you with that catty smile, always making me question it all. If I could trade the entire rest of my life, or I had to trade the last week of it, I'd always choose the rest and keep just this week. The rest of it, honestly, there's barely anything worth mentioning. But you're my heart, my future, my dreams. I know I'm putting so much on you, but it's only because I know deep down, I don't want anyone else. I want you.